Hey, welcome to I Call BS. I'm Terrence Fisher, and in this week's video, we have a person who claims that they talk to demons. They have this ministry where they go around casting out demons out of people, and supposedly she's cast like over 100 demons out of many people, out of one person, and then she claims that these demons have attributes and can talk to us and give messages to us and all of this. So check this out.
So I just want to say, before I say what was said in this deliverance session, I'll tell you what a demon said to me a few days ago in a different deliverance session. It said, a lot of people are screwed. All right. I just want to tell you that.
So a lot of people are screwed. This is like the most vague thing ever. Like, what does that even mean? Screwed in terms of what?
Legion said that Marvin Sapp, Lecrae, Mary, and Bree have made contracts with the devil. They said that Kirk Franklin is the worst of them all, of all gospel artists.
So first, about this gospel artist thing, people have been saying, people like Kirk Franklin have been possessed and is sinning all the way back to the early 90s or mid 90s when he came out with the song Stump, and he started mixing sort of R&B style music with gospel music, and people thought he was just like the devil and the devil incarnate, and he was go around and trying to sell people's soul to the devil and all that kind of stuff. People have been saying that about people like Kirk Franklin since then. Marvin Sapp, the same thing. People have said that about him and his church and all of this kind of stuff. All of these artists, Mary, because they are known for combining songs like R&B style music with gospel lyrics and all of that kind of stuff. So people have been saying this stuff about them for ages. So this is nothing new. But never mind all of the good that their music has done, all of the souls that it supposedly has saved, all of the good things that he's done in the community, like Kirk Franklin, Bishop Marvin Sapp, all of these people. Never mind all of that stuff. They're somehow contracted with the devil.
They said when you listen to this music, you go into contract also.
So everyone that has heard the song Stump or More Than I Can Bear or Now Behold the Lamb is apparently in contract with the devil.
They said that they are not singing to God. They are not singing to him.
But doesn't the song say, now behold the Lamb, the precious Lamb of God?
They spoke about Mary, and they said, and it was directed towards them, but I do believe in general, towards gospel artists in general, it said, we tell them to put the tight clothes on. We tell them to put the weaves on.
So what's wrong with weaves and tight clothes again? So what if these ladies or, people in general wear weaves simply because they have hair issues like alopecia? But okay, let's just say somehow wearing weaves and tight clothes is wrong. So how does Satan use this again to promote his agenda? And does this also include the ever-growing popularity of male weaves and toupees and things like that? Or is it just for women?
Satan said, I'm playing with all these kids' mind. He said, I'm chained to this throne, and then I have to burn in hell for all eternity. So many Christians are going to burn because they don't know me. They don't know my tactics.
Now, she actually may have a point here, because I certainly didn't know that Satan uses weaves as a tactic.
A demon named Evil said that it entered in through the person, through the scary movies that she watched.
So apparently demons can enter into you through scary movies that you watch on TV or at the movie theater. But I'm curious, is this just movies that fall under the horror movie category? Or could it be a comedy movie that simply has a scary scene or a horror scene in it? Or could it be just some sort of regular movie that has a element in it that you're actually scared of or have a phobia of, like spiders? Do demons enter into people through those as well? Also, what if it's a horror movie that somebody just finds funny? They are in no way scared by it or horrified or anything like that. They just find it hilarious and it's a comedy to them. Do demons enter into people through those as well?
Demons, they have this name and they bear the qualities of that name. And so when they enter into a person, they manifest those qualities, okay?
So I wonder if she or the demons are aware of the ambiguous nature of things like words. So let's take, for example, the word slut, and you have a demon called Slut or Slut Demon. You would automatically think that this demon is somehow sexually promiscuous or something like that and just has these so-called slutty ways, right? But do demons actually just go by the English meaning of these words? Would it go by the, say, Swedish meaning of slut, which simply means the end of something? So like the end of a movie or the end of, your life or whatever. So is there a the end demon? And how did that demon decide whether or not to use the English version or the Swedish version of that word? Or another example, like the word brat. You would think that brat refers to something like a bad child, a spoiled child that's, terrible and all of this kind of stuff, right? Well, the term brat in Russian simply means brother. So how did the demon decide which one of these translations of this word brat to use?
So Regret said that he and guilty work together, and then self-condemnation comes in. And these are all unclean spirits. These are all demons.
So I wonder if she or the demons are aware that things like regret and guilt also bring about good qualities. They serve as sort of goalposts for us to figure out where we've gone wrong in life, thereby helping us do something better. I wonder if they're aware of that.
It told me that, and this was a spirit I didn't write. Oh, lack of innocence. Okay, so that was the name of the spirit. It was called lack of innocence.
So now this naming thing has gotten even more weird. So not only do demons possess and go by the qualities of the names that they have, but they go by lack of names as well. So there's not only a lack of innocence demon, there's a guilt demon.
And it told me that it entered in through the meditation.
Well, isn't prayer a form of meditation? So do demons get on people through prayer as well?
And it clearly said that the meditation music or whatever kind of soft music that you listen to when you go to sleep, music for sleeping and stuff like that, soft sounds, those things work as a gateway for it. That's all it is.
So they come through soft music and sounds. So you're suggesting to me that the nature sounds that I play on my Google Home at night before I go to sleep is somehow giving me demons. Well, I wonder if that's true if I'm actually out in the wilderness as well. If I'm actually out in nature, say I go on a camping trip and I'm in a tent and I'm sleeping at night and I hear the natural sounds around me, crickets, birds chirping, animals and all of this kind of stuff at night. Am I getting demons through those as well?
I didn't know any of those things, but it was very clear about what it was saying. It says, my brothers and sisters, and it was speaking about other demons. It said, they think we are God, but we are not. We are deities that kill people. And then it said, I told you they like to boast, it seems. 47 people crossed into Satan's university, and it told me within a particular time frame, which could have been like yesterday or something like that. It said, they not connected to God. I am their new covenant. God's not connected to them. Minerva is a beast. They idolizing me and they don't know. As soon as they light those candles and say Delta, Sigma, Beta, we worship you. So you start idolizing that deity when you say those things and light those candles.
So I thought that these demons were being clear in particular to you about what they were saying. And you're talking about black fraternities and sororities, but you say the name Delta Sigma Beta. I think you mean to say Delta Sigma Theta, as Delta Sigma Beta is simply a national honor society which honors people for their academic achievements. But do demons come in through those as well?
And it said, these pretty little black girls want to be a part of something. People done died to cross, and their souls are burning in hell because that is what we do.
So there's always been some sort of erroneous claims about organizations and secret societies like fraternities and sororities since their inception. People have always made claims and, been curious about and in wonderment about things that they didn't understand and that they didn't know about and that they were kept from. So this is no surprise. But it's very peculiar to me that it seems that it's always black people making claims like this about black fraternities and black sororities. It's weird because you never really see white people and white Christians making these sort of claims about their respective white organizations, fraternities, and sororities. You never really hear anybody come out and say, hey, the fraternity Phi Mu or sorority Phi Mu or the fraternity Kappa Alpha is somehow demonic, or that they're doing some things, demonic or wrong, or that they're coming in, or spirits and demons are coming in through those organizations. So do demons just mess with black organizations? Are demons racist? But also there are Christian secret societies and Christian organizations that practice, in secret as well. Do demons come in through those as well?
It was telling me how they disguise it as a community organization And like, it's really good for the community and good for the people, but it's not.
Now, let's be clear here. She's obviously talking about black fraternities and black sororities, but this is just a claim. Like, it would be helpful when you make a claim like this that you provide some proof or evidence of that claim. If you say that these organizations are disguised as, something that they're not, provide some evidence of that, because I can provide you evidence of the contrary. I can show you things where these organizations are actually helping out the communities that they serve.
And it was like, how many pastors are a part of it? And they just kept saying they're preaching false doctrines. They're preaching a false gospel. They're preaching false gospels. And I said, well, what is a false gospel? Okay. I said, what is it? And I said, they're preaching, Eastern Star, and that it's okay to join in the sororities and the fraternities.
I'm not really sure that pastors simply preach that joining organizations like Eastern Star or whatever are okay. I really think that they try to teach and preach from the Bible. But okay, let's just go with it for now.
And it said they're not telling the full story. They tell a little bit. So it is a false gospel.
So what's defined as false gospel is only telling part of the story, like you say, right? So by that logic, isn't the Bible itself false gospel? I mean, there are several books that were left out, books that have been altered, subtracted from, added to, and translated, and so forth and so on. So that means you only have part of the story, right?
Then I don't know if this was Minerva. I have a feeling it was talking about sorority and fraternities. It said they all about that red. God is not about that red. He is white and pure like snow.
All about that red. So what does that even mean? And how does that contradict or go against anything? So I'm assuming that you're referring to some of the chants that these organizations, use in support of their own organization to show pride and support in their particular organization. Sort of like you would yell out the word defense at a basketball game or a football game, right? So for example, one of the colors of the sorority Delta Sigma Theta is red. So you'll sometimes hear them in their chants say, hey, it's all about that red, in support of their organization. So how is this demonic? Then you say God is not about that red, he's all about that white. So I don't get it.
Okay. Then it said, okay. Then we get into witchcraft and voodoo. There were two spirits named witchcraft and voodoo, and they begin to tell me about things that this person's ancestors did thousands of years ago.
Now, you are aware that functionally speaking, both of these terms are the same thing. There's witchcraft and then there's voodoo. So witchcraft works like a sort of umbrella term, and then you have voodoo under that. Sort of like you have cars and then you have a Ford. So are you saying that there's a car demon and a Ford demon?
Also, there was a spirit of death. It was a dead spirit. It said, I'm a dead spirit. And it said, she used to say, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead. And that's a phrase that I understand that young people say nowadays. They run around like saying that. And it said, well, it entered in through those words.
So the term I'm dead, or the phrase I'm dead, is simply a term that's used to express, shock or being appalled or being surprised by something. It's something that you'll see in a text, and there's memes for it and all of this kind of stuff, right? And that's what she's referring to. So, for example, one person could ask, hey, how was your day? And then the other person respond, hey, my day was okay until I almost got sexually attacked by a homeless person, but I'm good. And then this person responds to, I'm dead. Like an utter shock or utter surprisement or whatever you want to call it, right? It's simply a phrase. So demons get into people from using a word or a phrase that means something completely different than actual death. So if you're going to make the point that demons use the actual meaning of words, well, you are aware that words are simply symbols, right? They're things that represent other things. They have no actual inherent meaning or intrinsic meaning of their own. So, for example, if I say to you, Jimmy Jamajua, you have no idea what that word means or that phrase means, right? It's because it has no intrinsic meaning. It doesn't mean anything until I assign it to something. And that word Jimmy Jamajua can be assigned to one or more or several things. So it could have several meanings, which is why in a dictionary, you see meaning 1, meaning 2, meaning 3. They give common usages. They don't have intrinsic meaning. And these assignments are made by humans in order to help us understand each other and communicate with one another. So then are you suggesting that demons can come through and take over and use whatever meaning of a phrase or word that they want? So by that logic, wouldn't that mean that no words or no phrases are safe? I guess I should be quiet.
Then it goes on to talk about the cartoons that she watched. So I'm going to tell you all. Courage the Cowardly Dog had the mark of the beast in it. And other cartoons, and again, I'm trying to write as much as I can while the Spirit is speaking. It said Cartoon Network is leading kids to hell. Nickelodeon 2, we are on those shows. Destruction, compromise, evil, homosexuality, we are in them. So they were letting us know they are inside of those shows.
Yeah, this is simply one of those cases where when you find something that you don't agree with or has imagery or something that or content that you don't agree with, you simply try to find a reason to make it bad. The absurdity of this is not even worth talking about. Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, whatever.
I have tattoos. They are incredibly demonic. I just want to let anybody who's watching this know that they are demonic. Okay, I will get them removed, and I'm sorry that you even have to see them.
So tattoos are demonic. What about this tattoo? So is the Christian cross demonic?
And that's it. That's it for what I got to write down. And I don't know if it was eye-opening for you, but that was eye-opening.
So my final thoughts about this, after considering the absurdity of all of the claims that are made here and the lack of evidence for any of the claims made here, is this. If I were the devil or a demon and I was as smart and as tactical as the devil and demons are made to seem, wouldn't I tell you to do things that fit my purpose and my goals? Wouldn't I tell you to delete and get rid of things that were working against my purpose and my goals? Wouldn't I try to convince you that things that actually hurt my purpose and that works for God's purpose are somehow inherently bad or wrong? I don't know, like fraternities or sororities or even cartoons perhaps. And isn't it very peculiar that demons, like demons that actually work for Satan and do Satan's bidding, want to help us as humans by warning us of things and telling us not to do things that actually help Satan? Are they demons that just don't like their job anymore and are just saying, forget it, I want to do something else, and rebelling against Satan, and they don't want to be demons anymore? If so, are there also angels who work for God who no longer like their job and are going around helping Satan's purposes? And if this were the case, how would we tell the difference between the two? How would we know which one is trying to help us and which one is trying to actually hurt us? So all in all, I call BS on this video. It's nothing but a bunch of BS. And one of the reasons I made this video and make these videos in general is because there are things like this that actually hurt people. People buy into stuff like this and they believe stuff like this, and they go around believing that they're possessed and that demons are getting into their lives, through nonsense, through no kind of proof. Now, I should say that it doesn't mean that demons don't exist. I have not attempted to prove that demons don't exist, although I do have my beliefs about it, but I have not attempted in this video to try to disprove anything. What I am proving is that the logic that is used in this particular person's video does not make any kind of sense, and it doesn't add up in any kind of way. They're just claims with no evidence, no sort of evidential proof, and they're dangerous. Buying into beliefs like this and holding beliefs like, I'm being possessed by some demon is, dangerous. If nothing more than believing that something just isn't your fault, that you have to go to, some kind of service or church service to get, exercise of this demon, rather than simply working on yourself. Rather than simply doing what you need to do. Having a slut demon simply means you like sex or something like that. Just working on things like that, any sort of practical issues that you may have. These ideas are dangerous, and that's why I'm calling BS. See you in the next episode.